back at you, man. I'm gonna have to do something different. But anyway, he didn't stay he didn't stay 10 toes down. So it's okay. But then the move that really put his intentions and his desire to compete was when he went back to Cleveland, because he didn't make that move till he knew that Kyrie Irving was gonna get signed, and Kevin Love was in the works. So he made that move to go back to Cleveland, knowing he was gonna be fully loaded, because Kyrie was the key. He knew that Kyrie was the best, was the young, exciting player that was in the East at that time. Kevin Love was dominating in Minnesota, and so he decided to make that move. And people still made allowances for that. So this is all a product of his doing. All this backlash, all this trying to rewrite history and all that. This is all on him. And that's another reason why I've decided I wasn't gonna make a whole bunch of LeBron videos knocking him, because it's really, you can just let him wind him up and let him roll, because he's gonna say something that's gonna expose himself, and he's been doing that, especially on this podcast. Like, he was talking about the triangle, and Steve Nash had to correct him a little bit and tell him, like, yeah, it is some teams still running some parts of that. San Antonio was, Golden State was. And that was the reason why those two teams were in the mix most of the time, because a lot of these teams didn't have a system. They were letting these guys play hero ball still. Some of these guys, like, namely, Gilbert Arenas. He let the homies down, man. He was supposed to hold the fort for a little bit until he was actually ready. But Gilbert Arenas, he couldn't, he couldn't get over. And then what made it so wild, Gilbert Arenas got played with by LeBron. LeBron played with his mind on the free throw line. So, I mean, like, that just shows where Gilbert Arenas' mind was. Then he started talking about coaches. I mean, like, they was talking, which was kind of interesting. They were talking about how many coaches are on a, NBA team. He was like, it's more coaches in the back than it is in the front now. And that's a good insight. That's a good insight. He was detailing about, assistant coaches' duties, in the terms of a big staff. What does every coach do? So that was informative. But let me get to this before I get to where I need to go. So, of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder won the NBA championship last night, and I didn't know this. And shout out to Sports and Fitness Rants, because he made the video that I saw. Alex Caruso, and then I looked it up just to make sure I knew what I was talking about. But Alex Caruso, after they won, he says at the beginning of his interview, he was like, now I got a real one. Nobody can say nothing now. And I was like, wow. Even though I'm aware of in NBA circles, they really don't count that bubble ring. NBA players don't really count that bubble ring like that. So, I mean, like, and the media has it. So, I mean, it's everything is getting revealed. The veil is being lifted. It's no mystery. That's part of the reason why Jordan has stayed as almost untouchable as he has, because he really don't say nothing. But LeBron has to open his mouth. Has to. So that's just how it is, man. But I will hope, even though I know, it might be something he's gonna say that I gotta speak on, but this should be until the NBA season start back, or the off season. This should be the last video that I make about Mr. James, unless I decide to want to look at some of those podcasts again, because again, it's hard, man. It's hard, man. So anyway, that's all I gotta say on that, man. Grandpa out.